Fame brought them into the spotlight, but their disappearances left the world with unanswered questions. Today we explore the haunting stories of famous people who mysteriously vanished and remain missing to this day. A New York farmer and violinist who was kidnapped in Washington, D.C. and sold into slavery in Louisiana, Solomon Northup later regained his freedom and wrote a memoir entitled 12 Years a Slave, made into an Oscar-winning 2013 film by Steve McQueen, starring Chiwetel Ejiofor as Northup. While working as an abolitionist, Northup disappeared from public records. Although the details of his death are unknown, some family members believed he was kidnapped and forced into slavery once again. The first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, Amelia Earhart was a celebrated aviator, whose final flight was a journey around the world that ended when her plane ran out of fuel as she and her navigator sought Howland Island, a coral atoll between Hawaii and Australia. The bones of a castaway found on the Pacific island of Nikumaroro in the 1940s were consistent with Earhart's build, but they have since been lost. A high-ranking SS officer and head of the Gestapo, Heinrich Müller was last seen alive in Hitler's bunker the day after the dictator's suicide. After remarking that he would never let the Russians take him prisoner, the Gestapo chief disappeared and is presumed to have been killed or committed suicide during the fall of Berlin. Along with two other inmates, brothers John and Clarence Anglin, federal convict Frank Morris planned and executed an escape from the maximum security prison on Alcatraz Island. Using plaster dummy heads with real hair to fool the night guards, the men crawled through air vents and used a makeshift raft to leave the island. However, no evidence exists that the three ever made it to shore. The escape was the subject of a book by J. Campbell Bruce and a 1979 Don Siegel film starring Clint Eastwood. After a man calling himself Dan Cooper boarded a flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, he hijacked the plane along with $200,000. After allowing passengers to deplane in Seattle, the plane took off again toward Mexico, and Cooper parachuted out into the night with the cash. His body was never found, but $5,800 of the money was found in the Columbia River in 1980.